Here we go. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay, all right, great. So what I'm going to do is give you an explanation and maybe a quick demo of how you can troubleshoot the issues that might come up from the Angular 1.8 upgrade in regards to your customization code. So what I'm going to do, well, first we have this great page here that really explains what the issue is and how you can go about troubleshooting. So I'm sure that Scott will link this page somewhere, right? And well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'll try to explain a little bit what the issue is. So so currently we're on version 1.6. And in version 1.6, the Angular team already announced that they were going to deprecate the pre-assigned bindings flag. And what this essentially means is that, let's say in this example, we're binding the parent control to this component, and we're using it directly inside the controller function. So after upgrading to version 1.7, we're actually jumping directly to 1.8. This will no longer be possible because this parent control will not be available within the scope of the controller function. What we're going to have to do is use a $ng on init lifecycle function and access the bindings through that function. So you can see how it looks once you fix the issue down here. Okay, so that's the issue itself. Now, we already have a method to detect the issue already right now, already on version 1.6. And the way you can do it, so let me just switch a tab over here to my Primo V environment. And I've uploaded a customization file to this environment. You can see it over here. This is my file. As you can see, it's a very simple component. All it does is print this hello world. You can see it over here. And it's trying to print to the console my VID parameter through the parent control binding. So what I'm going to do, so all right, so at the moment you can see there's no errors in the console. Yeah, everything's working okay. And we're still on version 1.6. You can check it like this. Dot version. Okay. Oops. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this flag, and you can already go and do this. I think this is already in production, so you guys can try it out already today. You can add this parameter over here. It's called test angular compatibility equals true. So I'm just going to hit enter, refresh the page. And now we can see that I get this error over here, which says cannot read property of undefined reading BID. This is because that inside the scope of the controller function, the parent control is not yet available. So it's undefined in here. If you want to use it, we have to wrap this in a $on_init lifecycle function. Okay, so for those of you who are familiar with Angular, you can just probably go ahead and fix this manually. It's not that complicated, but maybe the next part is more for the customers who are not that familiar and want an automatic way to fix this. So what I did was I built this this tool that allows you to paste your code, your custom JS code, and it will automatically wrap it up in the onInit function. So there's two ways to use this tool. One way is to go to the GitHub and use the instructions, install it on your computer. But there's an even easier way, which is going to this website. And I have all the scripts set up over here. And what you can do on this website is take your code and just paste it right here. And you can see on the bottom right-hand side, I have this output, which is my corrected code. So you can see now that it's taken this part and wrapped it up in the $init lifecycle function. So then I can take this code, replace my existing code with this one, and then I'm going to upload it through Alma and see that this works. Okay. I'm going to refresh the page. Okay, as you can see right now, I have no error anymore, and that's because I use this onInit function and access the parent control binding through it. So that's really the gist of it. It's not very complicated, but we have this tool in order to make it a little bit more friendly for those of you who are not very into Angular. Okay.
Okay. Do you want me to go to Daniel now?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, let's go to Daniel. Daniel, I'm going to make you the presenter. There you go.
Yeah, sure. And I guess my part's going to seem pretty similar to a lot of what you all just heard, just kind of viewed through the lens of what I was doing just a week ago here at the University of Kentucky, where let me get my slides going here. Yeah, just to start with that guide that he shared a little while ago. Yeah, so I just pretty much, I took that test availability parameter and tacked it onto a little bookmarklet, and then was just going down through, get my slides advanced here, just kind of an overview of the mix of things we have in our customization package. It's a little bit of homegrown stuff, like some open URL links to Aeon that appear for some of our special collections materials, a custom floor maps thing, and then we've integrated some of the larger, more popular features from the community, like the Hothi Trust links, browsing links, and then just a couple other small odds and ends, little icons and links and such. And so I just kind of assumed everything was going to break. Figured I would just go on and check every single thing. And so I was going through and doing my tests with that Angular compatibility parameter, and I could see errors start popping up on some of the things we have. And so I was curious to see, I thought the transformer tool looked pretty promising, so I just grabbed our whole custom JS and plunked it right in there, and just kind of see a sample there of where I was curious what it was doing. So I did a little comparison to before and after, and saw where it was framing, some of our existing stuff in that onInit function. So I took the updated JS from the web tool that you showed a little while ago, uploaded it to one of our test views, and I added a few console log lines myself for each of my integrations just to help me. Some of them aren't very visible when I'm using them, so I just want to make sure I could tell when they were actually firing off. And then I just went back through, did my tests with my handful of canned records I used for such things. And I ran into a little bit of trouble, but it was my fault, where I had done something weird a year or two ago to get browsing and Hothi to play nice together, and like the tool didn't know how to catch it. But I just kind of went in. I needed to upgrade the version of the browsing integration I was using anyway, so that got that straightened out. But yeah, basically, in preparation of this presentation, I packed up our upgraded stuff and put it in our live view. So if anybody wants to see it in action, and I know I'm probably not done testing, and I imagine somebody will probably go look at it right after this presentation and find something that's broken, but that's fine. We have till November. but using the guide and the tool mentioned earlier in this presentation, I feel pretty confident about our status. And I would kind of put myself as kind of a mid-tier Angular person where I generally know what's going on, but it would have been challenging for me to kind of fix a lot of this stuff manually without the extra tools from Ex Libris here. But yeah, that's pretty much my experience. We're a one institution setup, so it just took 2 days, one day to do the changes, and then the next day to roll it out, since I don't want to do that stuff in the afternoon before I head off from work. But yeah, that's our experience here at the University of Kentucky.
Okay, let me go ahead and pass the ball to Ulrich. Give me a second. There you go. Let's see, Ulrich, if you can share your screen or share your application.
I try to share my screen.
Okay. I'll let you know if we can see it. It's getting there. We can see your desktop.
You can see it now? Okay.
Yeah, I can see your desktop. Yeah, if you want to maximize that, there you go.
Okay. So yeah, my presentation and slides is more about what we did in the past to avoid problems which arise when Angular is upgraded to a newer version. So I like to talk a little bit about us. I'm working at the Austrian Library Network. The Austrian Library Network is a network of libraries in Austria, and we have about 90 institutions in our consortia. And yeah, we are Ex Libris customers since the early days of Aleph and also Primo. And yeah, today Alma Network Zone and Primo are two of core services of the OBVSG, which we are providing to our institutions. The implementation of Primo started, a long time ago in 2009. Maybe some of you don't remember the old user interface because you started using the new user interface from the beginning, but we had it. Today we have two large Primo local installations. This is also very specific, I would say, because most of you are on Primo V and Alma. Yeah, but we have still Primo local installations, and we are managing these installations by ourselves. So we have one instance which has 43 institutions and views, and another instance which has 18 institutions. The one is completely managed by the OBVSG, so the institutions are more or less total care customers to us, and the other is managed partly by OBVSG, and the larger universities, they do have back office access, and they are managing their customizations by themselves. So a little bit back, for the old UI, we have provided some JavaScript library and based on jQuery. Those of you, which have Primo for a long time, remember this. And it was called OBV services. And when the new user interface came up, the idea was to create a central package. Central package is something you can install on a multi-tenant installation, and you can later on inherit functionality from this central package in your view package. So the first development I did, it was a long time ago in 2016. Today, our central package includes about 27 components written all in AngularJS style. At that time in 2016, I learned Angular and JavaScript coding from the beginning, so everything was new to me. And I did a lot of Googling around and tried to read and understand what is Angular and how it works, understand the concepts behind. And I also tried to find some style guide how the new central package and how the code is organized. And I found some information, and this is the base of what we have today. So it turned out to be a good practice to have something, yeah, that is a common practice and best practice when coding for AngularJS. Yeah, we also use version control. That's always a good idea. And I learned also a lot from others. On GitHub, you will find many Primo related code. Okay, how are we developing at the OBVSG? We do have a local GitLab installation where we have repos for each Primo view. And we are also using the GitLab continuous integration. So we have tests and build stages in our continuous integration. And everything is more or less automated. So if I push some changes in the code, the GitLab machine is testing the code, tries to verify that I'm following the style guide, which I defined. So for example, indentation of code or some syntax errors, and everything is tested. And in the end, there's a build which, and the result of the build is the customization package as zip file, which I can download from GitLab. So we have a very specific way to build our customization package, and this is very helpful when you manage that many views. So maybe some of you, or most of you, know the Primo Explore development environment. You can use this to do live testing and coding your customization package. And I've modified this and put everything into a container. So it's a standardized way to build the package. So no one in our team, so we have 5 members in the Primo team which are working on this. No one needs to install any software except a running container environment. Docker is needed. So everyone is using exactly the same procedure code to build the packages. And this is also very helpful if you're working in a team. Okay. So the on-init lifecycle hook, this is something which we used it from the beginning. Most of our code is ready, and I think we don't expect real problems when upgrading to Angular 1.8. So it was a good decision back in 2016 to read documentation, to give me time and understand Angular, and to follow some coding guidelines from the beginning. So today, this is I think this is really helpful. Okay, so we have a central package, and all our view packages, the customization of the view packages is CSS and HTML. That's most of the customizations, and the functional customizations are mainly based on the central package. So it's pretty easy. For example, the Wikipedia component, which is part of our central package, you only need, or our institutions only need to specify it as dependency in their Angular application, in their custom JS, and that's it. Normally, they don't need to do anything else. And therefore, even in the view packages, there is no large risk of getting into troubles when upgrading to this Angular version, to this new version. Yeah, for specific views, we have also developed components which are specific for the views, but we also followed our own style guide when doing this development. So we have the same rules for the central package and for the view package, and this helped also a lot. And as already mentioned, there are third-party components. Yes, these components need, I think they need special attention, but I think the community is already looking into this and maybe in contact with the developers if there are any problems. So I think that should also work till November. Okay, so testing. We have a lot of views, and I looked into most of them and used the parameter for the Angular compatibility. And so far, I did not find any problems on the views managed by us. So that's a good. So I discovered one view which is affected by the problem, but I think that's also, as Charles showed before, it's pretty easy to fix this code and make it ready for the Angular 1.8. Yeah, so for us, even though we have a large number of views, it seems that we don't have real problems, and the issues we may find can be fixed easily. I think we will not use the automatic tool to convert our code because I prefer to do it myself and yeah, to manage everything in version control and not let the script to modify our code. Okay, so that's it, more or less.
Perfect, Ulrich.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and stop sharing your slides if you want. It's up to you. We do have a couple of questions, and Nili Natan, the product manager for Primo, is also here. So I'm just going to run through the questions. We've got quite a few, actually. You know, and then you guys can identify who wants to respond to the question. If you want to stop sharing your screen, Ulrich, that'd be good. Otherwise, we see your desktop.
How can I stop sharing? Okay.
There you, perfect. So the first question is, I'm assuming Ex Libris will do this over all the Primo Studio apps?
I can take this one. So with regarding to the Primo Studio apps, what we intend to do is to open a GitHub issue to the person that developed that to upload to a later version. We will work, I think that we will give some kind of date for the Primo Studio apps to be uploaded with new version until, I don't know, end of September or something like that. And then we'll decide with the working group, with the community working group, which actually is responsible for the list of the add-ons that are available for the Primo Studio, to decide whether we want, which component we will further expose over there that is also compatible with the version. I also have to say, and Shaul, if I'm not correct here, please correct me. If you inherit or you've already downloaded add-on from the Primo Studio and you are using it's being downloaded to your custom JS and you are working with this transformer tool that we provided, the changes will include also there. So if you already use one of the add-ons, I think the transformer tool will be will do the adjustment for you as well. It's with the Primo Studio apps, it's a matter of if you are intending to add a new one after or before the upgrade, and we just want to make sure that what is there is already compatible. But I just have to say that the Ex Libris is not responsible for the code over there. This is why we intend to open a GitHub issue and let the developer who customizes to do their work and upload upload another version compatible to the 1.8 version.
Okay. The next question is the parent function the only function not supported in 1.8, or should we look for other errors?
Okay, so as far as we could tell from our testing and from reading the documentation, it seems like the ng init error is the one that would affect customers. We couldn't find any other issue. But yeah, but obviously everyone should be on the lookout, and if anything comes up, please let us know.
Okay, another question is, can Primo VE instances use the central package mechanism too?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so. No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they can.
Okay.
Okay, another question is, so this upgrade only affects custom JavaScript?
Yes.
Okay. Follow-up question to that one is, can the changes to custom JavaScript be made now after a compatibility check? And if the changes are needed, no need to wait until November?
Yes, that's correct. And we encourage you to do that already now. Yeah. So yeah, so version 1.6 is also compatible with the ng init lifecycle function. So you can change your code and it should work fine right now.
On this one, the move to 1.8 seems to be a lot about adding this $ ONL NIT instructions going on. Will it be the correct way to start new functions, or is there an optimized way that is or will be documented somewhere?
No, I think that using the on-init lifecycle function is the best practice. Yeah.
Okay. Next question is, we're seeing issues with different versions of packages depending on whether you're doing Primo Studio or Primo Dev environment. Is there some sort of outreach by Ex Libris to start standardized versions and features between the two platforms? And will Ex Libris do the updating of the Primo Studio apps packages?
Okay, so I think this is going back to what Nidhi discussed before. So we don't really have control of the code of the add-on code that is in Primo Studio, but we will reach out to the developers of those specific add-ons if they need to change something in preparation for the 1.8 upgrade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's a long question, so please bear with me again. There was discussion in the Primo list that issues with browsing integration JavaScript. Is Ex Libris working with them? Are we supposed to contact Third Iron directly? Daniel also mentioned he had to fix it manually. For people like us who do not have programming knowledge, it'd be helpful to know what exactly needs to happen with browsing JavaScript integration.
Okay, so I'm not familiar specific with that with the browsing. If there's any specific issue over there, but again, we will reach out to the developers and let them know if there's an issue. And obviously, I'm pretty sure they're on GitHub, so anyone can reach out to them as well and let them know if they find any specific issue.
And I might be able to elaborate on what I did a little bit. I think as I've been reflecting on it, I just took on the site, they have, like on the Third Iron site, they have, let me think, where is it? On the control, like it doesn't directly reference the parent control. Yeah, it just has a window.browsing.primo.search result. And I think I just took that chunk and framed it in the on init bit. And And the listserv talk earlier has maybe thinking that I'm just getting lucky with my testing and it's actually not completely functional after all. So I encourage people to maybe go try and break it. But I'm pretty sure I just took the standard setup that's in the, and I'll grab that link real quick while I have it handy, and just framed it in this new trigger.
So I'm going to add to that also that we are going to contact them through the GitHub to upgrade their add-ons and yeah, to be prepared.
And Daniel just posted that in the
Yes.
chat,
Thank
so
you,
for everybody to take note.
And that's the existing version. It doesn't include the on-init framing that we would add for 1.8.
Okay. Next question is: can Primo VE instances use the central package mechanism too?
So again, I think that they can. I don't want to put my foot in the mouth and say something that's not correct, but I'm pretty sure that it is possible in Primo V.
Okay. Next question. Looks like, hold on for a second. Is the parent function the only function not supported in 1.8, or should we look for other errors? I think that I posed that one before. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we answered that one before.
Yep. Okay. Next question is: if I want to test our customized JavaScript, we have made quite a few customizations. How can I do it?
Yeah, so you can go right now into your environment and add the test Angular compatibility equals true. And then if you open up your console, if there's any issue, you should see errors popping up that were not there before. So all kinds of errors regarding something that is undefined in your custom JS file. That would probably indicate that you have to go and fix something with regards to this ng init function.
I'm agreeing with that. From my experience, I would load something up and watch a trigger, and then I would add that perimeter, reload it, and I would see the error.
Okay, let me see. I don't think we have any other questions. Let me double check. I asked that one. I don't have any other questions. So if anybody wants to type in another question, you're more than welcome to do so. Oh, this is a question that came in. This may have already been asked, but it's definitely okay to deploy updated 1.8 code now in production.
Yes.
Okay.
It's fine.
Nili, did you want to make some concluding remarks outside of thanking Shaul and Ulrich and Daniel?
Okay, so I want to thank you. So we had here the perspective of how we and Shaul from Xlibris prepare this transformer tool to assist, and Danielle and Ulrich from the community to help you and motivated you to get to start working on that even before November. We would like to, you got here the perspective of how to be prepared. I just want to remind that even if you are not have powerful developer skills, this is why we developed this transformer tool to assist here. We would like to hear your voice and see if another session or alternative is required to help you that, but we really recommend you to go ahead and start working on that. You see here some example how, and you see the University of Kentucky is already live with this after using the tool. So please, this should encourage you to go ahead and prepare and let us know what else is required to help with this smooth transition. And thank you all.
Well, thank you very much, everybody, for presenting today and answering the questions. And thank you, everybody, for attending and asking the questions. We are going to make the recording available, and we will post it in the Knowledge Center. And we'll also post it. There's two places in the Knowledge Center that we'll post it. We'll post it in the place where all the Primo webinars are, but we'll also post it on the Angular 1.8 page. so you have easy access to it. So thank you very much, everybody. You have a wonderful day and stay safe wherever you may be. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.